listen. I want a white man or woman to explain something to black people in general. Why are y'all so obsessed with us? Everything we do. Like, it's like this hood prom shit. Like, that's all I keep hearing, because it's like prom season, right? And everybody keeps saying, like, how come you ain't saying nothing about wedding dresses and quinceañeras? It's just always us all the time. And it's like everybody asks the question, but nobody answers it, though. It's just like it's just left up with this unsolvable mystery. And it's like nobody could answer the question. Like, I was watching this one video about this one racist chick, and everybody knows if I said who she was, like those who know. You know what I mean? It's like, why are you so concerned about what we're doing over here as black people? Won't you talk about, what is it called? 3071 about y'all be touching kids and shit. Like, won't you worry about stuff in the white community? Like, y'all keep talking about black fathers and all this other stupid shit, right? When I go grocery shopping, that's all I see, you know, black families, you know, a black man, his significant other. I don't know if they married. I'm not looking at it, but you know, they with their significant other. And you see a little kid in the shopping cart, you know, just being a kid. I remember seeing like a father and son working out at the gym. It's like y'all keep talking about this stuff when you don't know what goes on in the community. Like, you're talking about something that you're not privy to. You're not in the black community, so you don't know. And all you do is just regurgitate these old stereotypes. Like, when y'all be talking about like low IQ. It's like, bitch, did you take an IQ test? What's your IQ? And then the whole time I'm sitting up here working on something that you need a high IQ for. And you talking about low IQs. And it's like, it's just like, are you serious, dude? Like I said, what's your IQ? Well, did you take the test? And all this shit does is just recognizes patterns. Like, there's a lot of other factors involved that make somebody smart, like creative, doing like environmental shit. It's just like a whole bunch of other like factors that go into making somebody smart. But I guarantee you, if I ask some white dude, do exactly what I'm, create this or make like a character that's in here, or rig the character, animate the character, they wouldn't know what to do. So it's like, oh, so your IQ was low. But then if me and the white dude was trying to like be a mechanic, and we went to like, there's this dude down the street that always works on cars. I don't know what I'm doing, and the white dude wouldn't know what he's doing. So are both of our IQs low because we don't know how to fix a car? You see, it's just so, the argument is so fucking stupid. But at the same time, it just seems like it's like white people have like, I want, like I said, I want some white dude or a white chick just actually make a video and explain why they are so obsessed with us. Every fucking thing we do is always scrutinized. Like, it was just like the chick talking about black women got alopecia because you straighten your hair, but you want them to quote unquote look professional. But then when they straighten their hair to look quote unquote professional, you got some shit to say about that. it's always this thing. But then you never say like y'all motherfuckers act like y'all so perfect. Like yo, you don't have no crimes. You just never do shit, and that's for all different groups of ethnicity. Like you like the Italians had the mafia, then you got the Yakuzas, the triads. You got all these different gangs. You got these motherfuckers touching kids. You got like white collar crimes, arson. Like y'all do mad shit. Then you talk about the 1350. You never talk about the exonerations, because those are just arrests. You never talk about the exonerations. You never talk about the false confessions, because here in my city, they had black sites where they was locking black dudes up because of false confessions. You never talk about that. Never. And then it's like, okay, even if I gave y'all that point, like, okay, we commit 13, and then this is how stupid this is. 13 with 13% of the population committing 50% of the homicides, and then they be 55 to 60%. Okay, that means every black person, man, woman, and child of all backgrounds would have had to at least kill 3 or 4 black people for each black person. That means we're all gone. Like, how was that? How do you even get that number, bro? That shit doesn't make sense. Mathematically, that is dumb. Then, even if I gave you assholes that 1350, whoever's talking about this shit, when you create a pie chart, it has to reach to 100. So if we're committing 50%, which is half, who's committing the other 50? See, y'all, like I said, this whole thing about what's going on, like always talking about us, is just ridiculous. It is an obsession, bro. Like, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, what is wrong with y'all? Well, they got like pictures of like white people sleeping in a dream bubble. It's a black person they dreaming about. It's like, that's what that shit looks like, bro. Like, that shit looks crazy. That shit is insane, man. I just want to know. I just want some white person to actually sit down and articulate what is their problem with us. Then it's like, and then the arguments that they have are so stupid, because it's like, well, you keep killing yourself. Okay, but what does that have to do with you and your white enclave then? If we're all killing ourselves, what does that have to do with you? Since you're racist, don't you think you would be happy about that? Like, yes, blacks, keep killing yourselves, right? Like I said, the arguments is just insane. Like, your whole thing is crazy. And I don't want no joking bullshit. I want a real, honest, like, answer from y'all. And then it was like, I was watching this dude, Antonio Speaks, and he had this guy from like, he was from overseas somewhere, talking about crime rates in America, about black people. Like, bitch, you are overseas somewhere. You have a foreign accent, and you coming over here talking about us. Like, wherever the fuck you from, I'm pretty sure we could see some white people acting crazy. Like I said, y'all keep talking about a group of people that you have no idea what goes on. And you're just using these like old stereotypes to keep talking shit. Like I said, I just want some white person to answer that question. Answer. It's like in the Man of Steel, and Zod came in and said, "You are not alone. You are not." I want a white person to make a video like that, like, you know why we're obsessed with you blacks. You know why we're obsessed with you blacks, and just answer every talking point. Why you keep talking about 1350 when it has nothing to do with you, and that's a lie, and actually talk about the other stuff, like the exoneration numbers. Like really articulate this. Why are you on these quote-unquote hood proms when these black people are living in affluent neighborhoods? Like, there's nothing hood about that. And then not all black people are poor. All black people didn't grow up in the hood. I grew up, I keep saying this in different videos, but I grew up in the suburbs. Mostly all my friends grew up in the suburbs. Nobody had a ghetto, a quote unquote, ghetto sounding name. I mean, there was Chris, Daniel, Derek. There was a lot of Chris's. Joshua, Marcus, April, Pierre, Andre. You see what I'm saying? Like, what, Gregory, like, where the fuck are you? Kenneth, Jonathan. Like, where the fuck are you getting this shit from? Like, see, this is what I'm saying. Like, you keep using this crazy shit, thinking we're all the same. Like, I never owned a pair of Jordans. I never owned a pair of Timbs. I never went to jail. I don't do drugs. Like, it's crazy that I gotta say this shit to debunk a myth that I don't have to. But this shit is insane. Like, this shit is crazy, bro. Like I said, look, and cause then it's like this chick, right? This racist cop in Houston. Like, she said saying the N-word brought her peace. And then brought her world peace. Like, come on, dude. Like, like, okay, then here's another question I got for white people. Why do you want to say the N-word so bad, but you don't want to say any other racial slurs to other groups of people that bad? Like, because even somebody said saying the N-word is the final boss of slurs. That's not true. If you want to know the final boss of slurs, won't you say something to the Jewish community? They have slurs about them. The K word, the H word. You could say something about them, and let's see if you're going to survive that. And then why are all these groups of people, all these foreigners from different countries always have words for us as black people when we did absolutely nothing to you, bro? Like, as a group, historically, economically, militarily, we did nothing to you. There's a white dude in Japan asking Japanese people about the N-word. See, this is what I'm saying. From what I've seen of this dude's video, he's a white man. You travel thousands of miles to go to a country of Japanese people, Asian people in Japan, and ask them about us when we're not even over there. We're not over there like that. And then they say stuff, and then they be laughing and shit. But it's like, why though? Like, you're traveling all the way over there for that, and ask them. Like, if somebody asks me about, like, Asian people, we'll say like an Asian, like, since we're talking about Japanese people, and somebody asks me about how come, like, the stereotype about Asian people being bad drivers. Now, a lot of us don't even think about Asian people like that, to be like, oh yeah, I got an opinion on that. But in my lived experience, I'd be like, they're not bad drivers, because I was driving with an Asian dude a while back, and he was driving his car, and he wasn't a bad driver. But see, they wouldn't use that, because but see again, they wouldn't ask that, but they sure would ask, like, well, how come, if you got 13 rats and they committing 50% of the problems. What would you do? And then that same dude, when he got pressed by a black person, hey, won't you ask me those questions? Won't you, the same questions you ask them sisters, won't you ask me? And he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, yes, you do. You do know what I'm talking about. Won't you ask me those same questions? And then he didn't know what to do. Now, when because this dude be asking, like black people that don't know who he is or what he's talking about, or he be asking other white dudes that believe in the same bullshit, like those college dudes, and they was like, well, I don't want to get canceled. Like, why you and then this dude is from overseas, he's from Sweden or some shit. Like, why the fuck are you asking that? Like, how many white dudes are touching kids? Huh? How many teachers are having inappropriate relationships with their students that are white? Like, how many like fathers is touching they daughters and shit? Like, it's shit like that. See, that's what black people should do. We should, on some real shit, we should go around and be asking those questions to like other white people. Like, did your father ever touch you when you was a little girl? Like, you know, like I said, it's like 70% of white dudes are touching kids or somehow, however the statistic go. And let's see how that works out. Because I know you little white nutsacks will be sitting up there crying. Like, oh, this is reverse racism and all this other stupid bullshit. Well, now you see how it is. You raggedy bastards. Like I said, this shit is crazy. And don't sit up there and say, like, I could have did an array modifier with this. I know, shut up. But I'm just doing this shit while I'm talking. But it's just like, dude. This shit is insane. Like, y'all always on our case all the time. And I on some real shit. I really want to know why. Like, this is like a real question. This is a real straight up and down bona fide question. I want to know, why are y'all and you know what? I don't even want to hear this from just white people alone, bro. I don't want to hear this from white people alone. I want to hear from the Hispanics. I want to hear this shit from the Asians. I want to hear this shit from the Arabs. Everybody that's not black, I want to hear this shit from y'all. Even in the South Africa, I was watching this video. This Indian chick had the South African boyfriend or husband. They told her, they said, you could bring home anybody. You could even be gay, but just don't bring a black dude home. I was like, God damn. Then it reminded me of this one chick, and she was a porn star. She said in so many words that her family was cool with her being a porn star, but they didn't want her to have sex with a black dude. It's like, you already got, in the parents' eyes, their daughter is already a porn star getting dick down on screen for everybody to see, but having sex with a black dude on camera is a bridge too far. Like, bitch, her being in the porn industry should have been the bridge too far. But it's like, you could basically, like, because this is kind of like an old video, like in the mid-2000s. But it's like, just don't have sex with a black dude on camera. Like, that shit is wild to me. It's like, bro. It's like, bro. I remember saying this a long time ago in the 2010s. I was like, they're trying to, not 2010, 2016. I said, they're going to try to put us in slavery. And I even said this at the time. And now I'm going to keep this shit real. I was like, integration was a bad thing. I was like, Dr. King shouldn't have tried to do that. And then now all these black people are like, we kind of thinking about it like, damn, was integration a bad thing? Or, it's a question. Because it's like, y'all motherfuckers just don't want to play fair. And just, y'all just don't want to shut the fuck up. Y'all just always talking shit all the time. But like I said, on some real shit, and then it's like, even in your conflicts, you always want us, like, what did the black people have to say about what's going on in Israel and Palestine? And we said we just want to stay out of it, but you keep asking us. Like, if somebody tells you, leave me alone, that means leave them alone. Don't keep bugging and pestering that person. Even with this situation, like with this racist Hispanic cop. Now, we're like, there's no black and brown coalition. And we don't want to even be involved. But every time something happens to the Hispanics, how come black people ain't coming out to say anything about it? But then want to be talking about us all the time. Like, if there was a person, like, if you want somebody to help you, but you keep talking about that person that's going to help you, why do you think that person's going to help you after you talk shit about them? Like, that shit makes, I'm telling you, this is weird. And it just seems like it gets worse and worse every year. Like, nobody was talking about this shit. Then you talking about black fatigue when you bastardize that, because that meant that we are tired of the system. But then you talk about, oh, we have black fatigue, but always in our business. What the fuck type of sense does that make? If I don't like a bitch, I'm not gonna be around the bitch. Like, what is that? Come on, dude. Y'all have to make, I want a video. I want a long video at that. I'm not talking about some 10-minute video. I want that bitch to be like an hour long. I will watch every motherfucking millisecond of that shit. I want to know why. From every group that's not black, white, Asian, Hispanic, Arab, Eskimo, if y'all motherfuckers are from the moon, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, I want motherfuckers around the universe to make videos. Why y'all are obsessed with black people when we did absolutely nothing to you, but don't have the smoke for the white people who colonized and bombed and kidnapped your people and your shit? I want a video on that. So somebody please get to work.